Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trigger, ranking in this thing, man. Hey, we got a new one from our favorite channel to react to, dog. Most scandalous off analysts. They got something about and Whack and Adam 2022. So we about to get to it. About to get to this little content. Take these headphones out, and we about to get to it. Before we start, when y'all come in here, man, y'all let me know where y'all tapping in from. Also, what city, state, Providence, country, wherever. Let me know where y'all coming in at. I like to know where my watchers watching from. For some reason, I got a big presence in the UK, so a lot of people in the UK been watching my videos. I don't know why I appeal to them. I guess they just like the swag or whatever. But yeah, man, let's get it. Let's get it.
First off, I apologize for the delay in bringing you new content.
I know, right?
I've taken some time to reflect deeply on the direction of this platform.
Okay.
Especially after what CS2 Back recently did. Invoking Baby Gangsta's name out of the blue, and then suddenly dragging Bry Dog into the narrative. It made me pause and think, how do the exposers always seem to have more fuel for the fire? It's as if the game never ends. This constant cat and mouse cycle, where they tarnish the name of another black man. And we, in turn, are left to dissect, explain, and defend. But the truth is, we've already done that. For years, we've exposed how these individuals operate. We've laid bare the tactics, the misdirection, the agendas, and it's clear by now that many people see it for what it is.
You want to enslave your child, your wife, your mother. There isn't anything that you ever had. There isn't anything you own. There isn't any right that you possess that they're not planning on taking away. Your sheeple and your children are going to be slaughtered if you go along with the program. It's time to wake the town and tell the sheeple, we're being led like sheep to the slaughter. We're being led like sheep to the slaughter.
2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and the 10th verse. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Right here it says God's people are being led as a flock to the slaughter. And let's be clear.
So let's
God's people are the Israelites.
Okay, so let's embark on what he just said. Lead my people to the slaughter. Before Martin Luther King passed away, basically he had a speech, and in this speech, he said, I believe I led my people into a burning building, meaning that I think he meant basically it he was too passive with, you know what I'm saying, the civil rights movement. I think he felt like he should have been more like Malcolm. That's all I can say. More like Malcolm, you did. But yeah, Martin Luther King did say that.
It also says he will no longer allow them to dwell in the land of Egypt. But this Egypt isn't referring to the ancient land across the Atlantic.
I hit the like button.
This Egypt is symbolic. It's spiritual Egypt. And it's talking about America. We're living in it right now. And in the coming videos, I'm going to show you exactly how we know that. With scripture, history, and undeniable evidence.
Let's go.
After watching Wack's recent moves,
what's up?
Something clicked for me. His handlers have done an exceptional job of distracting us, of pulling our attention away from the real issue. That's where CS2 Back comes in. His role isn't just to humiliate or criminalize black men. It's also to keep our eyes on him and away from what's happening behind the curtain. He's the decoy.
I'm talking about, I think this person's from Germany. Damn, you from Germany? I ain't never thought you heard of me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know you heard of me.
I fell into that trap. I took the bait. But not anymore. From here on out, we're shifting gears. We're no longer playing into the distractions. The individuals they prop up are just pawns in a much larger game. It's time we focus on the architects, the ones behind the scenes orchestrating this narrative. Because make no mistake, we are being led into something major.
You want to enslave your child, your wife, your mother. There isn't anything that you ever had. There isn't anything that you own. There isn't any right that you possess that they're not planning on taking away. And your children are going to be slaughtered if you go along with the program. It's time to wake the town and tell the people. We're being led like sheep to the slaughter. We're being led like sheep to the slaughter.
2 Esdras, chapter 15 and the 10th verse. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Right here it says God's people are being led as a flock to the slaughter. And let's be clear, God's people are the Israelites. It also says he will no longer allow them to dwell in the land of Egypt. But this Egypt isn't referring to the ancient land across the Atlantic. This Egypt is symbolic. It's spiritual Egypt.
I don't know if y'all know, a little small fact. A reason why, allegedly, but it's a fact, but allegedly in the Grand Canyon, there's certain places in the Grand Canyon that you cannot go. And they said a long time ago they did an archaeological study of the Grand Canyon, and they found Egyptian hieroglyphs. They found a whole lot of things dealing with Egypt, and that's why to this day, you can't even really go to the Grand Canyon in certain spots. It's like,
And it's talking
certain spots is like locked off, like Area 51. You can't get in there.
about America. We're living in it right now. And in the coming videos, I'm going to show you exactly how we know that, with scripture, history, and undeniable evidence. And that's where our attention needs to be. So from this point forward, I'm not letting it happen anymore. I'm not going to sit back and allow these distractions to keep you from the truth. I'm making it a priority to keep you informed. I've launched a Patreon and a Rumble channel, both of which you'll find linked in the description. I'm still learning how to navigate these platforms, but the reason I started them is because the information I'm about to share with you can't live on YouTube. It's just not possible. YouTube is too heavily controlled. The people behind it make sure that anything truly eye-opening gets buried. Let me break it down for you. A channel might have 5 million subscribers, but that doesn't mean the views will reflect that. Why? Because on YouTube, views are determined by one thing: impressions. An impression is how many times YouTube shows your video to an audience. So when you see a video with low views, it's not because the content isn't good. It's because YouTube chose not to show it. Take a look at my videos with Reggie and Simon, for example. They were getting 30,000 to 40,000 views because YouTube was giving them over 200,000 impressions. But once the strike started, once Reggie began flagging my content, you can see that the newer videos aren't getting shown as much at all. That's not a coincidence.
Don't worry, bit.
That's part of the system.
You got your back.
These guys aren't just YouTubers. They're gatekeepers. Their job is to flag, report, and suppress content that carries a real message. And when you start exposing what's really going on, or when you start calling out the true power structures, they'll come for your channel. Not just Reggie and his crew, but the very people who control the platform itself. So I'm taking this content elsewhere, to platforms where they can't suppress the message so easily. We're going to dig into all of this, piece by piece, because it's deep, it's complex. But I promise you, I'm not going to let these people or their handlers keep covering up the truth. Not anymore. You've already seen some of it in the documentary. I showed you who they believe we are, and I backed it up with facts. I didn't make it up. We went into Bible dictionaries, encyclopedias, historic maps, and Hollywood films.
I did a reaction.
You even heard it straight from the mouths of white scholars and historians. I'm showing you how they see you. I'm showing you the truth they don't want you to know. And we're just getting started. As I mentioned earlier, there's a very real reason these guys are being paid. Why people like CS2 Back and Love's Boys are being used to keep us all distracted. And if you pay close attention, you'll see it for yourself. These guys are openly lobbying for the approval and the money of elite handlers.
First off, yes, we're doing it for the money. Yes, we're doing it for the money.
It's clear what these handlers are looking for. They want the biggest, the boldest, the one who's not afraid to take shots at anybody. They want someone who'll go at everyone, no matter how powerful. That's the archetype they reward.
I went against the biggest name, nigga, one of the most feared names in LA, nigga, ever, nigga.
We've already heard it in CS2 Back's own words. How he claimed Alan Grumblatt once said, Simon told him that CS2 Back was afraid of Big U, and that Big U was the only one he feared in LA.
Damn, son. 18 months, 2 years ago, from our late E1. E1 tells me, hey, White, we want to tell you something we don't want to tell you, but we got to tell you. But Big U just left our office in New York. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thinking maybe he went to try to get a deal or something. You know, all right.
Say, why would he be here? Yeah, go
I don't know. And he said, well, let us tell you what went on. Last week, he called and said Suge wanted him to come in for a meeting. And Suge was going to be on the phone. So we thought maybe Suge was, you know, trying to work, get something done. So we set the meeting. Okay. He gets in the meeting, Suge on the phone. Suge says, we want you to give your contracts that you have with WAC to Big U. Big U is the only dude that he's scared of in LA.
Not long ago, Smoked Out dropped another video breaking this down. In that video, someone explained that Alan Grumblatt is working with Porky because he believes Porky holds that same type of power, that everyone in LA is scared of him.
You got this company, E1, who could have picked anybody, to give this information to, give this shit to, but they chose WAC 100. Why did they choose WAC 100? He's a loud nigga, he's trendy at the moment, and it seems, and it's not true, but it seems like everybody in LA scared of this nigga.
So when you step back and really observe, you'll see what's going on. These guys are
Damn, son.
They're campaigning for influence. And they're hoping those elite handlers notice them and pay up. Through all the years of Porky's lying every now and then, just every now and then, he slips up and says something that's actually true. And the truest thing Porky has ever admitted is this.
We all got handlers, Chuck. We all have a handler.
Stop it, Wack.
You go have that handler?
Now ask yourself something. If Porky claims to be friends with Kanye West, like he constantly says.
What's it happen, Wack?
Hey man, I was getting off the freeway. Saw Kanye West, my nigga, out of gas. I went and bought the nigga 3 gas cans, my nigga, and put in the gas for the day, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know I ain't too gangster for it, my nigga. Anything, man, for one of my brothers.
And Kanye went live multiple times, exposing what his handler did to him.
This is a trainer, but come to find out, he's actually Canadian intelligence produced by trainer. So it shows you the kind of handler.
So to tell y'all a little bit about what they're talking about, Kanye West has a trainer, but his trainer is an ex person that worked in government, and he worked in things like mind control, all this alleged. But I'm just saying, they saying that his trainer had a job before he was his trainer working with the government and working in secret programs and things of that nature about mind control and I guess handling of the body and the soul.
Around the superstars in California, right? That says, I'm going to help you. One of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based on fact, and not some crazy stuff that dumb friend of yours told you or you saw on a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you.
So he said either you talk in correct language or in facts, not fiction, because some of the stuff that they say Kanye be saying is fiction, but at the end of the day, bro, a broke clock could be right twice a day. So that's why I thought it is, because really Kanye West is such a big voice, bro. I just think they don't want him to be saying certain things, like, but a lot of people saying Kanye going crazy, and I'm not gonna say the man is crazy. All I can say is Kanye been doing this since 2005. We in 2025. I think 2005 is when Hurricane Katrina hit. He was on TV. Mike Myers was right next to him, the dude that plays Shrek. Mike Myers, the comedian, SNL legend. Mike Myers basically Kanye bust out and said George Bush don't like black people. Now these are facts, because we can go look up the tape, bro. Y'all go look up Kanye say George Bush don't like black people. The video is coming up. This ain't alleged. And that was 2005. So for him to do that on national TV, bro, 2005, and it's 2025, and he's still talking the same way. Kanye West, that's how he always been. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you go back to Zombieland forever. Play daily.
So they saying basically, if the handler basically told him, if you don't do what I say do, we're gonna put you in a mental hospital and medicate the hell out of you and put you in dreamland. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's fucking
Damn, son.
That's insane, bro.
Won't be the same. This is the way a Hollywood trainer was talking to me to force me to go and apologize.
And I think that's when he made the comments about the small hats. I'm not gonna say the word on my channel, but I think that's he made some comments about the small hats and lost damn near almost all of his money. You know what I'm saying? But he back up now though. So like, we fall down, we get back up. Shit.
If Harvey was part of intelligence, right? What kind of people do you think are surrounding kids?
Why hasn't Porky ever addressed that? Why has he never said a word about what Kanye revealed? More importantly, why doesn't Porky have a problem with it? Instead, what do we hear? Porky happily bragging to the world that he has a handler. Like it's something to be proud of.
Crazy.
Ask yourself why that is. But here's the thing. This isn't just about Porky. And it's not just about the entertainment industry. This system of control, these handlers, aren't limited to rappers, singers, or actors.
Every facet of life.
This goes far beyond Hollywood. This goes all the way to Congress.
Right, it go to even the school to prison pipeline system. Even with the rap we listen to. Bro, that shit, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. A lot of these songs, they be bops, they be hard. I'm talking about that shit had your head going like that. But then subconsciously, they talking about murking somebody, disrespecting females, and yeah.
It reaches into politics, media, tech, education, and more.
I just said it. School
Most of you have probably never even heard of AIPAC, have you?
I just said it. The school to pipeline system. Yeah. The prison.
And yet, it's one of the most powerful lobbying organizations in the United States. AIPAC stands for the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. It is a pro-Israel lobbying group in the United States.
Do you think it makes sense that the media almost never talks about AIPAC being the top donor to Congress in 2024?
And keep in mind that all of these numbers are for the first half of this year. The top recipient of AIPAC's donations was House Speaker Mike Johnson, who received $625,000 given to a pair of his fundraising committees. Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries received $250,000 from AIPAC's PAC to his joint fundraising committee in February. Senators on both sides of the aisle are getting hefty contributions as well. Senator Susan Collins of Maine, the chair of the Appropriations Committee, received $360,000, and Senator Mark Warner, vice chair of the Select Committee on Intelligence, received $351,000. The same goes for the House, where both Democrats and Republicans are taking donations. Representative Wesley Bell received $468,000 through June from the group's PAC, according to Sledge's tally. Outspoken Israel supporter Representative Richie Torres received over $391,000 from AIPAC's PAC so far this cycle. Representative Randy Fine, someone we've talked about on this show, received close to $311,000 through the first half of this year. And we've talked about Randy Fine often because some of the things he has said just recently, that Gazans can starve away, as we just talked about in the last block. He called Ilhan Omar a Muslim terrorist and said that Gaza should be nuked. His corruption goes far beyond Randy Fine, though. AIPAC's PAC skyrocketed to become by far the largest PAC contributor in the 2023 to 24 cycle, giving more than $55.2 million to federal candidates. Its PAC's total spending in the first half of 2025 represents an increase of more than 80% compared to the first 6 months of 2023. Nearly 2/3 of Congress have accepted AIPAC money, ensuring a united bipartisan front in support of Israel.
It doesn't just advise politicians. It controls narratives, influences votes, and shapes policy.
So 2/3 is 60%. Like, that's crazy. 2/3 is definitely 60%.
Have you noticed that the Republicans and the Democrats can't agree on nothing? Except when it comes to Israel, and Netanyahu can come over here, you see the leader of the Republican, the leader of the Democrat standing together with Netanyahu. Is that a strange picture? That you can't agree on the welfare of the American people, but you can agree on what is in the best interest of Israel? Turn back to me.
So when people like Porky are out here whining about having handlers, understand that he has chosen to be a tool and a mouthpiece for a level of evil that is deliberate and without historical equal. Before I close this out, I want to say a few words about Adam 22, specifically about his so-called atheism, or more accurately, what should be called Satanism. Understand this. Adam 22 is a major tool in the ongoing effort.
Adam got the Baphomet on his hand. He got the Baphomet. I don't know if it's right hand, left hand, but he got the damn sure got the Baphomet on his hand right here. I'm like, no, bro.
To keep us divided, distracted, and at each other's throats. And by now, I'm sure many of you can see that clearly. He's also playing a role in helping law enforcement build cases on the very people sitting on his couch. That platform isn't just a show, it's a trap. And if you think that's extreme, there's nothing Adam 22 would love more than to shoot one of these guys and broadcast it.
The 22-ster, keep that fire on him. So when King Bill is doing all this, I'm starting to do the math in my head. And I start thinking, okay, so what's the line that needs to be crossed here in order for the 22-ster to blick on?
So he's saying he was gonna do something to King Pill, because you know King Pill had pressed him about, I think he pressed him about $200 or something like that. You pressing for some money right after a show. Because I heard the way Adam pay, I think they pay like I guess it was once a month or something like that. Well, I know they were saying, what's his name? 4Extra, the one that had the accident with the firecrackers. They were saying that he was getting $10,000 a month. So I'm thinking he gives them like a monthly salary, like a stipend type of thing. So every month they get 10 racks, and then you know what I'm saying, they make it work or whatever. But King Pill was on there, and it wasn't really the time for him to get paid. he complained about he went to No Jumper, didn't have no gas and all this and that, and was pressing Adam for like $200 and shit, which I really think was stupid because even though I wouldn't go on there, but I'm just saying, like, you fucked your own bag up. You could have still been making money with him, but you pressed him for $200 just to give it to you right now. Like, niggas, got something called a pay period, my nigga.
Gone, cut. Now, in my head, what I established almost immediately was like, if he punches me, I'm pulling out and I'm gonna start shooting at him.
Damn.
Okay? That's what is going on in my head.
So them motherfuckers say
if something did go down.
So he said he was gonna shoot that nigga ass. I'm talking about that. Oh, we gotta run that shit back. We gotta run that back. Hold on.
I had what I established almost immediately was like, if he punches me, I'm pulling out and I'm gonna start shooting at him. Okay? That's what is going on in my head.
That man say he gonna
If something did go down, he'd walk away clean because he'd have it all on tape, ready to show that he was the one who got assaulted.
Obviously. So, you see me to the left, and that's King Phil wearing the army fatigues. We love a man in uniform. Yeah, so he's kind of pressing me right now. He's saying, like, you know what, can you send it right now? I said, Josh can send it. He goes, can you make him send it right now? I'm like, if you want, you can call him. He goes, why can't you call him? He's like, it's your business, you can call him. He's like pressing me about like the dumbest possible right now. And those are all his boys.
Dude, you see how Shorty tried to reach out and like grab his hand and tell him to chill too, really subtly?
Yeah. And so, okay, I'm like grabbing my food out of the microwave right now, slightly off camera, and you'll see that I start to walk kind of across the office. You're gonna see this in just 1 second. He's still talking to me in a rather aggressive way at this point. It's like slowly ratcheting up. And this is me walking away and being like, bro, you need to chill. Like, Josh will get it to you, whatever. Okay, go to the next one. And like you can see, he's kind of like in my face now, right? Look at the way he's walking towards me. Look at the body language. Look how he's like, and then look, he just bumped into me, and then I kind of like push him away, and then his boys jump in here. They're pulling him away. They're separating him. So what's he do? He pulls out his phone. Typical internet thug. Pulls out his phone, starts filming. I'm sure he's gonna drop this footage at some point. He starts calling me the F slur. Starts acting like the reason why I'm in the cubicle now is because I was looking for a lighter and I was actually grabbing one off Mikey's desk. So I'm trying to light a spliff right now, and King Bill trying to film a skit. He's trying to act like real angry. He's mad. But his boys are the ones standing in between him. Now look what he does here.
What the fuck?
He knocks the balls off and he's still talking on the way out.
That's part of the setup. He deliberately puts his guests in uncomfortable positions, saying disrespectful things, asking loaded questions, hoping that one of them snaps.
No disrespect.
Oh my God, don't do that.
You kind of have bad bitch energy. Like, you want us to be on top of making like, you know what I mean? Like, he wants us to like really hit him up to get him to come to the party. No?
None of that.
Is bitch too much?
That one of them slaps him on camera. That's the trap. And if it happens, he wins twice. He gets the viral moment, and he gets to play the victim. This isn't journalism. It's entrapment disguised as entertainment. Sounds crazy, huh? Not when you understand his background in Satanism. When you really look into who he is and what he believes. That statement is not far-fetched at all.
And then I remember when I was like 13, one of my friends just like introduced me to the Satanic Bible, which is by no means the entry point to atheism that I would recommend for anybody, because it's kind of goofy and ridiculous and it's from like 80 years ago or whatever. But I remember reading it and just being like, oh, okay, like this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. Like, I don't believe in God. I don't think any of this stuff is true. And I actually think that you can live a completely moral and, pristine life without the Bible. And ever since then, I turned my back on it.
Now, since Adam 22 was given the Satanic Bible at 13 years old, let's dive a little bit into the book that made him say,
bro, what do y'all think about that? This man say he don't believe in God. Like, bro, what you got going on out here, big dog? Like, what you got going on, big dog, Adam? You don't believe in God, bro? You good? You all right? You all right, Adam? You good, bro?
This is where he's at. Here's how atheism...
I'm asking for a friend, my nigga, but you talking about you an atheist out here, like, bro, you wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't even be able to be Adam 22 if it wasn't a God, bro. Like, what are you talking about, dog? Like,
appears in the Satanic Bible. 1. No belief in God or Satan as beings. LaVeyan. Satanism is completely atheistic. It rejects belief in God, angels, demons, heaven, hell, and Satan as an actual entity. Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years. Anton LaVey. In other words, LaVey used Satan as a symbol, not a god. He chose Satan as a metaphor for rebellion, individualism, and freedom from religious control, especially Christianity. 2. You are your own God. One of the Satanic Bible's core messages is, there is no God but man. This is direct atheism. It replaces divine worship with self-worship. The focus is on the individual as the center of all truth, power, and morality. 3. Mocking religion, especially Christianity. The Satanic Bible ridicules religious belief and calls it a form of control and mental slavery. It promotes rational self-interest, skepticism toward faith.
this is crazy,
Rejection of religious guilt or sin. So what does the Satanic Bible teach? No God, no Satan, no afterlife. Satan is just a symbol of pride, rebellion, and personal power. Life is here and now, not in heaven or hell. The individual is the highest authority. Why it's still considered dangerous. Even though it's atheistic, the Satanic Bible glorifies pride, vengeance, indulgence, and selfishness, encourages moral relativism, rejects compassion, forgiveness, and humility.
That's crazy, bro. That is, what the fuck?
Values in Christianity. So while it does teach atheism, it wraps that atheism in a philosophy that promotes rebellion, ego, and a rejection of all spiritual accountability. So when Adam gets up there and proudly says he's an atheist, understand something. That's straight out of the Satanic Handbook. He's repeating exactly what his God, Satan, wants him to believe. There is no God. Look at the tattoos on his hand. He's telling you exactly who he belongs to. The same so-called God he's marked with is the one whispering that lie. So don't be confused when people like Adam say they're atheists. Because a lot of the time, that's just Satanism in disguise. It's not always about devil horns and pentagrams. Sometimes it's just the quiet denial of the Most High. And when someone says, there is no God, they are, knowingly or unknowingly, worshiping Satan. Because that's his message. Does it teach narcissism? ChatGPT said, yes, The Satanic Bible absolutely promotes narcissism, not just as an occasional trait, but as a core philosophy. Here's how narcissism is built into its teachings. 1. Worship of the self. Anton LaVey famously wrote, "Satanism is not about worshiping the devil. It's about worshiping yourself." This isn't metaphorical. In LaVeyan Satanism, you are your own God. Your desires, your ego, and your will are placed above all else. There is no higher authority, no moral law, no accountability beyond what you decide. That is textbook narcissism. Adam isn't the only one who holds these beliefs. In fact, these beliefs, and the worship that comes with them, are practiced by some of the highest-ranking officials on the planet. That's why this mindset has spread so far and taken hold of so many. It's not just a personal philosophy. It's a system backed and promoted by powerful people in high places. And that's exactly how this way of thinking has managed to infiltrate our communities, our culture, and even our values. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, and the 2nd verse. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. Just like the Bible says, and to put it simply, the character of a city's ruler shapes the spirit of its people. If the one in power is corrupt, wicked, or even aligned with dark forces, then the culture of that city will begin to reflect that same energy. Whether the people realize it or not, they start to act in ways that mirror their leadership. So if the rulers are serving satanic agendas, it's no surprise that the people begin engaging in behaviors, consciously or unconsciously, that align with those same dark influences. You'll see it in the atmosphere, in the values, in everyday interactions. This is why, more and more, it feels like we're surrounded by narcissism.
Every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere, big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush.
Like everyone's only out for themselves.
He said it, bro.
But maybe that's not by accident. Maybe it's the symptom of something deeper.
That was Pop, my nigga. Hold on.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Hold on, that was
In
Pop, my
everyday
nigga.
interactions. This is why, more and more, it feels like we're surrounded by narcissism.
Every day, every little thing you do. It's such a gimme, gimme, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere, big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step,
This
step,
nigga
step.
said
Crush, crush,
Trump.
Like everyone's
Tupac,
only out
bro.
for themselves. But maybe that's not by accident. Maybe it's the symptom of something deeper, something spiritual, that started at the top and trickled its way down into the soul of the city.
Aaron, you said that he was, and I think it's important, and I know this about the Rockefellers, Representative Clay, and many others, who literally, he'll be 20 years old on a lunch line at college, and it was David Rockefeller. And I mean, they're experts at recruiting and getting what they call players, and that clearly I want to reiterate what you said last night, about you got 30% of the vote, you were having an effect, you they knew, started the Constitution Party, they knew that you were somebody who was taking action and getting things done. You already made some big films, had a lot of other successes. Right. So they were trying to recruit you, and didn't it come down to the point of, hey, we are here to recruit you, and don't worry, your chip's going to say, don't mess with us. You know, this guy's don't touch.
Yes, that did happen. I was definitely being recruited, but it's more subtle than that.
Well, your words, just go through the process, and then what you said.
Well, what it is I remember we were friends, and we used to go to my house a lot. We'd have dinner, we'd talk, and they'd tell me about business investments they get involved in, you know, or they would help me with this business investment or that business investment. And was I interested in joining the Council on Foreign Relations? You know, I would have to get a letter to join them, but was I interested in that? And, you know, just stuff, you know, leading you on. And I used to say to him that I never really did that because that wasn't where I was coming from. As much as I like you, Nick, your ways and my ways, we're on the opposite side of the fence. I don't believe in enslaving people, and
he would come back with, oh, I did it. Or,
well, be more like,
it's better for them.
Well, it's more like, how do I put it? It was like, what do you care about them? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Take care of your own life. Do the best you can for you and your family. What do the rest of the people mean to you? They don't mean anything to you. They're just serfs. They're just people. It was just a lack of caring.
That was Aaron Russo, a film producer, now gone, after bravely speaking out. In one of his final interviews, he revealed how the Rockefellers tried to recruit him into their inner circle. He recalled how Nick Rockefeller looked him dead in the eyes and asked, "Why do you care about the people? Don't worry about them. Just take care of your family."
Damn.
Russo said there was a coldness in him, a chilling absence of empathy. That wasn't just a personal exchange. It was a window into the mindset of the elites who shaped this world. That attitude, don't care about the people, has been broadcast into the atmosphere. And now we're seeing the results of it. Narcissism is normalized. Satanism is glorified. Empathy is fading. And this isn't just happening on streets. It's coming from the top, the highest of the highs. And it's filtering down through culture, media, and leadership. As I close this video, I want to leave you with something powerful. A conversation between a righteous king of Judah and a wicked king of Edom. One has stood firm in his faith, refusing to bow to the religion of Satanism. The other has allowed darkness to consume him. Their exchange reveals everything about the battle we're in. We'll talk more about Edom in the next video. But for now, watch this moment and see the contrast for yourself.
Because this sort of a Newport News thing with Allen Iverson kind of had the same thing going on. He would always have a big crew from back home with him.
This man. You got a crew?
Yeah, but I don't financially support him.
Yeah, well, I mean, you 20 years old, it might have been different. You had this $2 million, you might look at it different. You know what I'm saying? You and your boys that had it lit. It's like walking in that back room when you broke and you find $20 million and you found it. They was outside. So you gonna give them nothing. You're not gonna give him a dime. You got the kids and you trying to get an apartment. You're not gonna help him when you got a pocket full of money.
It's a tough situation.
No, it's not a tough situation. I don't think it's a tough situation.
I dealt with it. It's a respect level, man.
I value a dollar. Value loyalty. Value respect. Character.
Damn. That was hard. Hold on. I gotta find another one to play, but that was hard. Yeah. Hey, check this out. I might have to check out of this one because that was a special one, man. Like that was a real one. Hey, y'all kicking me in the Karma Cafe. I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit the notification. I'm about to pop right back in. This gonna be a special one.